stuck here in a dream. Back at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
WTF Nation Radio.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. order to stop. We'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
A lot of people look at us as robots who are just out doing a job, but everything we see and do affects us just like it does everybody else.
A lot of problems with first responders and veterans is that now we're in a battlefield that's very different.
I've lost more friends to suicide than I did in combat, and it really hurts.
When you push the human envelope to those maximum extents, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then you pull that plug, nothing prepares you for the silence. Nothing prepares you for that void.
You can't come that close to death without it having some effect on you.
I'll never forget my wife telling me, you know, you're not the same Brett that I married.
What War Horses does is it puts you in that environment to, in essence, look in the mirror. But that mirror's that horse. And that horse is going to tell you where you're at.
You got to relax. You got to calm down. You got to slow your mind down and just think about this one thing, controlling that horse.
The first thing we do before we get on a horse, we breathe. Let go of everything. Let go of everything in your head. If I don't let go of everything, I cannot be present with the horse.
It's magic. I just started crying. It was the first time in my life that I literally let everything go.
Compassion, generosity, love, all of these things trickle back into what it is to be a human being.
It's completely changed me.
All the confidence I had lost has started coming back working with these horses. They've given me my life back.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Yeah, everybody knows what Mom looks like now. Oh my God, man. Yes, I did lose a bet. I lost a bet. So, I think it was, last Monday or something like that, I said, the Bengals, yeah, I could see that, but I tell you what, if the Bengals win, I will wear the next show, I will wear Bengals shit. I will make these accoutrements all Bengal-like. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's way too much football crap, yeah. And so I decided to, I lost the bet. I was kind of like, shit, they won. So I kind of all right, I guess we gotta wear Bengals. I guess I gotta wear Bengals crap because I gotta honor my bet. First off, real quick, Hey, yeah. So that video that we posted,
everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Everyone's asking me. Yeah, everyone's. I know. My family is seeing this right now, probably hanging their head in Raider disgrace. Well, the Raiders haven't been doing too well, anyways. But wondering what the hell is going on with this old orange shit. They won't beat the Chiefs. I'll be honest with you. I will wear this. Pookie, before I wear any Chief stuff. As a matter of fact, I won't. Any Chief things? No, forget it. I don't care.
I don't know, Pookie. We beat the Chiefs a few weeks ago, but then again, that might have not been all other players.
Spanky said that there's emotional damage to orange due to the signal corps. So
we understand.
Yeah, we totally understand. Everything is so, like I said, my everything is my ensemble here. And now this is just the uniform for the first hour. I got a uniform for the second hour too because
you went all out. I did not expect you to go all out at all.
Well, I told you I was gonna do it. I mean, got my freaking because the mountain compound is pretty fucking cold lately, so I gotta throw all the Bengal stuff. Then I got to throw the shirt. Had to turn all my lightage and everything or cause what the blue fuck is exactly. So there you go.
Ice lost a bet. That's what this
I lost
is.
a bet, and being the fact that I'm not like our friend Corey Reedon says, because I'm no bitch. I'm gonna wear it. I have to wear it. So, yeah, I lost a shit ton of bets. no, Bailey, I've not lost a ton of shit. I just didn't think. Again, I assumed that was my problem. I assumed. And everybody knows what happens.
Out of you.
Yeah, exactly. That big there's the ass part, that's when you assume. So, anyways, but also this is the first time seeing Mom. I think Mom, you've been on camera for like ever, right?
It's been a couple years, actually.
Yeah. So
yeah, a couple years.
Yeah. So it's been everyone har laugh, laugh. Everyone, yuck, laugh it up, fuzzball. Laugh like a Wookiee. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So real quick, the beginning video, our friends of Ukraine. Hey, real quick, man. I just gotta tell you, man. Damn, dude, Ukraine is heating the hell up, and I posted on some social media accounts a Ukraine video talking about the shovel, and that's what you saw in the beginning, right? So I have some friends that are from that country. I have some friends that are, that they have family members too. And I told them to say tonight for WTF Nation Radio for tonight's broadcast on U.S. Army WTF Moments, I will post the Ukrainian videos that I posted. So the first one you saw was the shovel. I mean, it was that's some deep. That's like that's deep. And then. The next one's going to be another one too, talking about the different types of the different citizenry of Ukraine. Right now, Ivan is posturing, and currently we have approximately 8,500 soldiers alerted and ready to go.
Yeah.
And the thing is that what makes me mad is, okay, look, been in the Army for a minute. As a matter of fact, I was on a podcast that I forgot to post. Oops, my bad. There will be Berman talking about my historical background being in the Army during the 80s and 90s and
since Civil War.
Well, I mean, I don't cover that part. That was when I was a reservist. But anyways, but my biggest thing is that everyone saw it coming. Like, hey, if you pull all of our forces out of Europe, then you're freaking.
You're asking for it.
You're asking for it. And everyone said, no, it'll be good, and it's okay, and it's fine, and Ivan won't do anything. What will Ivan do? And like, what would Jesus do type shit?
I don't need to laugh. What would Ivan do?
What would Ivan do? Yeah. Well, Ivan's been like the name. I mean, to the fact that everyone was kind of like, yeah, whatever. Every single freaking president that we've had since we've withdrawn forces from the Cold War are all responsible for this shit right now. I'll blame everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'll blame everybody.
More wine.
More. You're all bougie with the wine and shit. Look at you.
I know. Just.
Yes, indeed.
So
it just.
Yeah, it's every president's fault. Like what they think they're doing is they're just fucking. Oh, you know what? We'll just pass it on to the next guy. and then the next guy, and then the next guy,
and then
here we fucking are.
And recently, there was a we just reactivated Fifth Corps. I mean, this is not Sergeant's time and stuff, but we activated Fifth Corps. Fifth Corps was the major command that was under U.S. Army Europe. That command, and then it had 2 divisions: a Combat Aviation Brigade, an Attack Helicopter Regiment, Southern European Task Force. I mean, there was a lot of. Oh, is that the Snoop bottle?
Oh yeah, somebody asked me if it was Merlot, but it's the 19 Crimes Cali Red.
Yeah.
With Snoop.
Snoop.
It's actually some good shit. So.
Is it really? Huh.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, so yeah, dude, it's like I don't know, just freaking, everyone's like, oh, Russia's doing this, Russia's doing that. And of course, everyone's going back with what D. Treasy did, and no one wants to talk about what Obama did. I mean, look, dude, every president's responsible for this. Everyone likes to talk smack and say, oh well, because of Trump. Dude, I'm really getting tired of fucking. It's almost like throughout the whole 20 years of fucking U.S. history, the last 20 years, D. Treasy was only like 4 years of it. He wasn't in Congress. He wasn't the president for a little bit. So this whole freaking drama of Trump, even Poland offered what? Fort Trump. Remember when they said that? It was like like Camp Disney or something like that. It was like or Disneyland, or what was it? Someone was it Camp Snoopy? Somebody was making fun of it, calling that.
I'm trying to remember.
Ahmad Muhammad said he came in 1990. Cold War veterans need to drop bombs on the Ruskies. Exactly that, man. Wolverines. Ruskies, man. Ruskies, Ivan. It's just frustrating. So I had to post those videos. I just had to.
So, with this whole thing with Russia, it kind of seemed like, to me, like, we all noticed the pattern. Like, look at North Korea for years. Like, North Korea's acting up. Here we are. We're going back and forth. And it's almost the same shit with Russia.
Yeah. No, it is the same. It's worse with Russia because Russia was massive.
Well, I know it's worse. Yeah.
Because they're having that freaking big they massed all these soldiers here. They're talking about this. I guess our freaking diplomacy's not breaking. Every time we have talks, that's all we do is have talks. It's currently there's going to be a stern letter that's going to be written to the Russian government, I guess, from the State Department.
Oh, that's
that's like Team America shit that we always made fun of, right?
Yeah. A slap on the hand.
Yeah. I still can't get past all the Oompa Loompa orange. Yeah, I know. Oompa Loompa. Yeah, that's what happens when ice loses a bit for you. Yeah. There you go. I feel like I should be outside of traffic right now, directing it or something like that. Or maybe being road guard for, crossing guard for a school or some shit.
You're like almost like a walking fucking PT belt.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a whole, I'm all PT-fied. I walk out there with my Bengals stuff. As soon as I walked into the place, I just want to say Willem to a game over. The Citadel Mall helped me out. And I walked in there, I was like, hey, I lost a bet. I'm on a podcast. And he's like, oh, really? What? Okay, cool. What was the bet? I said that if the Bengals won their game, that I was going to freaking, hang on. Who do we have here? Wait, is this
Hold on.
Who is this?
Oh, that's our friend.
Is that our friend?
Yes, but before we get lost.
Oh.
Can I share something?
Oh, why do you leave? He just jumped in.
I don't know.
Why'd you leave, dude? Anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I went in there and I was like, hey, look, I lost a bet and I'm on a podcast, and I was like, and he's thinking like I was gonna wear some freaking some other stuff. I'm like, hey, I have to wear Bengals stuff for the show, and the dude's like, what? And in the mountain complex area where I'm at, nobody gives a fuck about the Bengals. It's either Chiefs or it's either the Raiders, Denver, or it's Rams, or it's Denver, or it's what? Yeah, all those crappy teams. I mean, okay, I don't like the teams. They're not crappy. Obviously, they weren't big where they're at. But I was just like, ugh. Okay, yeah, they're right here. So I was able to get the pit. Yeah, this is deer hunting orange exactly. Actually, Heather, I do have friends. I have 1.4 million of them. How about you? Anyways, and I was like, over here in the rack, yeah, he's like, all this right here, orange stuff is your, here you go. I'm like, okay, I need some like ridiculous shit. Like I want something. He's like, oh, you want ridiculous stuff? I'm like, well, I mean, it's orange, and I don't wear orange, and I like orange. So he gives me the beanie, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, and what about this? It's like, okay, are you really gonna wear this? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this.
This is awesome though.
And so he's like, okay, cool. So he said, I said, how long are you gonna be on? So 2 hours. And he's like, he was really cool about it. He's like, well, how about you get some for like the first hour and one for the second hour? I'm like, all right, cool. So the next hour, I'm gonna be changing my ensemble.
Are you wearing a cheerleader outfit?
No, you can, no, I'm not. No way.
That would be hilarious.
No way, dude. Are you kidding?
That would be fucking epic.
I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare people.
Well, we kind of already do.
Is this dude coming back or what?
I told him to give us a few minutes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Because he's gonna be, yeah, that should be the next bet. I would wear the next bet should be a cheerleading. No, because there you go. See, if I wear a cheating outfit, I'm sorry, I'm not the Patriots. I'm not wearing a cheating outfit. That'd be the Patriots. That'd be Patriots gear. Oh man. Anyways, but my point being is that, yeah. So he was really cool about it. He hit me out. So shout out to William.
That's awesome.
At a Game Over in Citadel Mall, near the Functional Veteran, Center of Excellence in the compound. But anyway, so let's go back to Ivan. All right. So Ivan's massing all these troops and shit, and this is not good. It's not nice. Thanks, EQ. 8,500 troops have been placed in a heightened preparedness to deploy to Eastern Europe just in case NATO activates its rapid response force over tensions with Russia. The Pentagon announced today. So what are your thoughts about it? I mean, everyone's like really dropping the whole, oh, hey, told you so. And he has Putin has about 160,000 troops already. And so currently, the State Department said, you got to get out. You got to get on your own. We don't know if we're able to help you out.
So do you think like does this feel like another Afghanistan?
Well, see, that's the thing. Ivan don't mess around. Ivan, the last time there was some shit in Ukraine, there was an airliner that was shot down, and Ivan blamed it on some separatists or something like that. Mm-hmm. Evidence indicated that it was the airliner was shot down. So here's the thing. Ivan doesn't play when it comes to stuff like this. And then he's going to be like, well, what are you going to do about it? I shoot an airliner, an errant missile goes over, an errant shot goes by. Germany got pissed off because other European countries have been providing anti-tank guided missile systems to Ukraine. And then, thank you, Pookie. Germany is like, nein, you will not send weapons. What are you doing? Nein, we will not help you. You're on your own. And then that's it. How many tanks are still in Germany? Good question, Branko. Ask the 1st Armor Division that's at Fort Bliss, Texas. Yeah, exactly that, Cos. We're fixing to lose 2 embassies in 5 months. Now, being that this is the Monday edition and this is not Sergeant's time, we can talk about political commentary and all that. I'd say the report card now for a year for this administration, just like we cracked on D. Treasy after a year. Sucks.
Flunked.
Yeah, sucks. 2 embassies in less than 5 months. Yeah, sucks. Sorry.
Then people killed as well.
And people killed, exactly. Done. Sorry. Block me, jump me on this crap. I already sent a message out to Joe Rogan's people, so that really freak everybody out in the military. So your hand's like disappearing and shit. It's like really
I know.
freaking out.
It's kind of fun.
And it's just like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? Anyways, so yeah. Yeah, I don't think I think honestly this is the first time I've felt to where I'm like, this is going to be some crazy shit. Talking with some other friends in the military that are still in, and they're talking about, yeah, exactly that, Heather. Good point. Ivan has the most sophisticated stuff already out there. They also deploy with their version, their hoopties and shit like that too. But they're gonna have some legit equipment out there.
In the mystery wall.
The mystery wall around the White House. Yeah. Why am I lagging? Why am I lagging? Understand we're on different platforms too. So if you're asking why we're lagging, we might be lagging on one system and not lagging on another.
Or it might be your internet.
Or it might be your internet. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee native, and I'm personally glad that you guys now this Russian shit is a joke. And I'm still in the same breath. Bumbly Joe and the Bimbo are asking to increase oil production so they can buy it. Something is wrong. I don't think Putin's going to play fair either. Is it time for us to get Dan Crenshaw to run against Sniffing Joe? Or is it at least no? I don't, bro. Dan Crenshaw, no. But I also, again, Ivan will fry some shit. Everyone's talking about being on social media here and shooting the crap and getting all pissed off because your cell phone's turned off. Wait, what happens when you deploy in that area and Ivan knows where you're at? Ivan's gonna find out he's gonna fry all your equipment. He's gonna sizzle everyone's gear and then find out where we're at. And then matter of fact, there's been some videos in Ukraine where there's been some soldiers that were using social media and they got zapped. So yeah. I mean, it's a serious topic, and I'm looking completely foolish wearing all this Bengal crap, but... oh, Lord. God.
So, I guess before we really get to talking about the Bengals, may I bring up something?
Sure, what's up?
Okay, so... this is tough. I'm going to try and not cry and tear up and fuck up my makeup. I know some of you personally follow me. Within, also the station, they know what I have going on. So I do have my surgery. Like, I have been planning a surgery, and it got approved. I am getting a preventative bilateral mastectomy, which means is I'm because I have the cancer gene, I'm trying to prevent, getting the cancer. And they've been pushing for it because I have 3 relatives within close of my bloodline that have had breast cancer. The youngest is my little sister, who just beat it at she's 30, stage 3. So I just just cut them off. And then come to find out, they can take the fat, my fluffiness here from my belly and make me some new tits. However, I'm kind of shocked. I've been in tears for a few days because I did not think the surgery was going to get approved because of the coof, and I kind of need some help. I've got this meal train thing going on. You can donate to it, whatever. It'll all go towards me feeding COVID Carl because he is starting to eat me out of house and home. To help out with some of my bills because I'll be down for 3 months. On the couch. I'll be on Fort Couch for 3 months.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna say that, and I know how important it is, specifically for.
I'm dropping the link now if you want to pin it.
Yeah. Just look. First off, men's. I'm gonna go off on dudes for a second. There's a lot of dudes that will sit there and demean women on what they are and how they are bodies appearing and stuff like that. It really pisses me off when dudes talk about women having to get reconstructive surgery or having to get some stuff like that. To me, you come in like that and you're going off on somebody getting breast implants or something like that for something like this. I think you're a piece of shit if you're criticizing it. Usually when it comes, I know someone specifically who had to have it too, and it was one of those things to where I think that it's somebody's body to what they want to do. It's their own body, but I also support them 100% because it's pretty jacked. I hate it. I hate when I see dudes. I hate it when I see dudes fucking shit talking women because they're getting this stuff done and they don't fucking understand what the BRCA gene is all about, and they don't understand. You know what I mean?
Some of the things when I've talked about it and I'm like, oh, I'm doing this, and they're like, oh, can we just see your new boobs? And I'm just kind of I'm trying to not die.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not going to see my new boobs.
Yeah, shoot me the link in the DM, and I'll post it on the main page too.
So, but like the whole thing is, I mean, speaking of the BRCA gene, like, you know, guys.
So tell everybody what the BRCA gene is.
Yeah, yes, of course. And guys can have it, like, you know, the cancer gene too. And what they need to be aware of when they do have the cancer gene is, you know, obviously, you know, prostate and test, whatever, your ball cancer. And then men can get breast cancer too. So it's not just, you know, based on one gender. Just make sure you do your screenings, like, on both sides, like, get them done. Because honestly, if someone in my family would have done their mammograms a lot fucking sooner, like years ago, they would not be at stage 4 right now. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. So I am not having to worry about, you know, not being there, like seeing my grandchildren, or like not being able to see my kids graduate and stuff like that.
I had someone that I know that I knew had just a biopsy done, and it was it's to me it's almost like I support women 100% on that stuff, man. It's hard to. I mean, I've known some people that have, and that have their spouses or girlfriends have gone through that, and it just takes it out. So this, what is this? Tell me what this meal train thing is, because the link is showing up, but it says you got to sign in or something like that.
I do. What? Am I fucking this up?
Yeah, you are. Big time. That's why I said send me the link.
I'm working on it. Anyways, the meal train is basically like people local can bring me some fucking food, and then or they can donate money.
So I tell you what, because the link that's showing on the page, it's not.
Oh, I see what I did.
All it's doing is just a login, and nobody knows what you're throwing in there. That's why I said send me the link DM. Damn it. Where's that?
I'm dropping it.
There we go. Okay. There we go.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Let me work on this right here, cause let me send it, cause I just dropped it to everybody's pages now. If you're following us on YouTube, Twitch, listening to us both Facebook pages. No, it's a subject nobody wants to talk about, and it's freaking, you know, exactly. Lester says fully support the choice, man. It's tough, man. Cancer screening.
Like,
yeah. Becky says he's got cancer screening next month. It's not easy. Had 3 cancer polyps removed, right? Yeah.
Hugs.
Big
like
hugs,
man. Like
yeah.
Your like post hug, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough.
I think the toughest part is like it's like I'm losing a part of me. Like I have to purposefully like deform my body. I mean, thankfully, you know, with technology and plastic surgery, you know, they can whatever make me back to somewhat normal. It's just the whole psychological thing is my thing.
I hear you.
So, anyways, how about the Bengals?
Why the hell you gotta bum me out and shit? I'm sitting there trying to log this stuff in and make sure that the video's good and make sure everybody's not freaking.
Like I'm trying to like.
You're like making me like. Shut up! You're freaking trying to make me upset. So if you look at the comments right now on the Facebook pages, you go see the it pinned, and then go of course to WTF Mom. If you see her highlighted page, you can see her page on the Facebook post. So
and like I mean, the support. Thank you guys. Like I mean I appreciate it. It just it's been rough.
No, I hear you. It's not something that you can. I mean, I know individuals with it. I support the decisions that they make for it. I think Angelina Jolie did the same thing too, and she had.
Yeah, she did.
And she had the BRCA gene too, and she had reconstructive
surgery.
Cut
it off.
Yeah, I mean, again, I support. I don't know. Just I don't want everyone's gonna be like get pissed off when I say it's a misogynist thing when I say this, but women really hold to their attributes. I mean, it's a personal thing. I mean, if a guy makes a fucked up comment about a woman's body, it takes them to heart. You know, it's like then a dude is like that one dude is like what one comment the dude makes to a woman, she'll keep that in her head, and it just changes her opinion of what she feels about herself. You know, it makes me mad. Dudes will fucking shame the most beautiful women on the fucking planet. You know, and I hate it. I was like looking at some of these guys like, dude, why don't you shut the fuck up, man? You're really going off on some stuff like this when you have no idea what you're talking about. This is the reason why she's doing this or whatever. So,
just don't be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. And these are coming from those guys that have like beer guts. You know what I mean? They're like they have big guts and they have like a receding hairline.
And they want some woman that looks like a 10.
Yeah, they're like freaking, and they're like freaking. You know, they could not do any better. Exact. You know what I mean? They're sitting there telling a woman, "Oh, you're this, you're that," and then you look at the guy, bro. Can you ever walk around a block? You know what I mean? Can you freaking? So.
And then the guy's like, "Well, actually,
you know, so,
you do it so much better."
Now, actually, yeah, the voice, because I'm making fun of people, but. No, it's frustrating because then we have members of the women veteran community, also the military community, and freaking they tell freaking just like fuck, it's just fucked up. I mean, I don't know what to say. There's no other way to say it. It's not that I'm simping for fucking women, bro. First off, if you're sitting there attacking women and you're trying to get women, you're going about it the fucking wrong way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the same guys are sending dick pics and shit that are pissed off that are freaking, so.
I'm going to probably jinx myself, but I haven't gotten a dick pic in a while.
Why did you say that?
I don't know. Anyways, my whole thing is ladies, do your screenings, your mammograms, your, pap smears, guys, you do the same thing. I mean, obviously you don't have to do a pap smear, but, make sure, like, get your prostate and to me it's like both sexes. You need to be on top of that shit because you don't want to just not do it and hold it off, and then here you are, you only got a few months left.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks, man. I don't like that talk of cancer because it sucks. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer. Yeah, it does.
It's always I give support to everybody who goes. I give support to everybody who goes to that stuff. Sorry, my mic was off for a little bit. Yeah, I got all rattled. I just think about it, man. I just get fucking rattled and shit.
So we're not on the whole somber thing. Like, you have been going on in our chats about something about monkeys getting loose,
dude. Oh my god. Okay.
Like, is this like an outbreak? Like, is a movie?
So Chad.
Like it's about to happen?
Okay. So Chad Garland, he's been a guest before, and he's a reporter for the Stars and Stripes, right? Yeah. And he wrote a story that was kind of like, hey, let's talk about, let's talk about what do you say? Let's talk about how this scenario is here, because all we heard was there was monkeys that got loose. About 100 monkeys got in a truck accident, and they got loose, right? Mm-hmm. And Chad Garland said, yeah, this is like, he started talking about what the Hollywood scenarios were for monkeys. And I joked around and said, and each of those monkeys are carrying, 10 viruses apiece. and it turns out these freaking monkeys came from the CDC.
Oh, shit.
This is like some straight Mutaba virus outbreak, waiting to see Dustin Hoffman and Cuba Gooding Jr. come down and warn us about these monkeys. I was like, whoa. That's what I'm saying. I got to stop talking because I didn't say that the Bengals were going to win, and they won. I was just joking about monkeys being carried and infected from, or possibly infected from the CDC, and they were.
So here's my thing. Like, somebody had to been standing by. They're like, nope. Not my monkeys, not my circus.
Yeah, so the story was like, 4 escaped, and so now these monkeys are out there, and there's open crates, and they're like, oh, now we found the monkeys. Now we found only people's left is a monkey. There's only
just one. Just the one that probably is like infected as fuck.
That's right. It's got Ghana syphilis COVID-ish.
No, wait. It's the Coof Ghana herpesiphalates now.
Yeah, it's the Coof. Yeah, the Coof. Exactly. Lambda, lam, omega mu. Revenge of the Nerds. Clap your hands, everybody, and everybody clap your hands. We got this new variant, omega mu.
with a monkey.
With the monkeys, exactly. That funky monkey. Brass monkey. Start making some monkey jokes, Speaker monkeys. See, every time I think monkeys, I think, my, some of my kids from being in tactical psyop, we call them speaker monkeys. But yeah, so I'm just like, God damn, dude. Can I get any more news come out besides for, again, let's see. Isn't the CDC monitoring that area? Pookie, the CDC is monitoring that area, and they're saying, yeah, just keep out of that area.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, just shut up and just shut up a color area. And
I mean, think about it. Like just a few weeks ago, the CDC was like, "Yeah, fuck it. If you're asymptomatic with COVID, just go to work." Like whatever.
I don't know. It's almost like the modern medicine now has been, because you always think doctors like have the healing hands, and you always how like doctors are like freaking there's a calling. The doctor did this, and also I was saying it's just like that was a mystique that people in medicine had. Even though, honestly, fucking to me, scientists and nurses are the hardest fucking working people in the medical field. Doctors, I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm just saying there's the other, sundry of items that they do aside from what a doctor does. And I just have more respect for them. But anyways, now it's a joke. Now you don't know who to trust. You have 15 different doctors that had finally got their moment of fame to talk about whatever in front of a news camera, and that's their moment. I could write a paper on this, and the studies have shown, and all this. Bro, one doctor says you don't have to have a mask. Another doctor says you have to get the coof spray. Another doctor says now that you have the coof spray, you should be good to go for another year. Now we have pharmaceutical.
Get 10 more coof sprays.
Then we have a pharmaceutical CEO. I'm like, fucking wait a minute. Why is a pharmaceutical CEO talking about what we need for the coof spray? Or what I say, the vax.
Because they get the money.
Right. It's just like, oh, okay, so all of a sudden, since we pulled out of Afghanistan and all the OxyContin that we can't harvest from those poppy fields in Afghanistan now, so this is the shit you want to keep going with? Sounds like a
speaking of OxyContin, have you seen that series on Hulu, Dope Sick?
No, I haven't checked it out yet.
You need to. Y'all need to. Just check that out.
Is it about the opioid? Is it about the opioid pandemic that we supposedly? Yes, I'll be honest with you.
It is. It's about how like the whole thing with OxyContin started.
I'll be honest with you. If the government would have jumped on this quote unquote opioid epidemic like they're jumping on the coof, I guarantee you it probably would have been fucking solved already.
Well, my opinion is if they would have put more money towards mental health versus an actual healing.
Too. Yeah, that too. Not to mention the fact that all these lockdowns and pandemic. I'll be honest with you. Again, a year has gone by now, so I'm going to talk shit. None of this stuff is working. Like I said, 15 different doctors, 50 different guidances, 4 different large media news outlets that talk all this shit. And then you cannot fucking, none of them can make up their minds. Mask? No mask. 1 coof, 3 coofs, 4 coofs, 5 coofs. You know what I mean? You're going to walk around looking like a freaking vaccine porcupine because... no, I'm serious. They're just like, no, now you're going to have to, What in the Midwest a Cincy shit is this? Well, I have lost a bet, Jay Reddy. And that bet requires me that when I said...
Love you, Jay Reddy. Well...
Yeah, exactly.
So, the Midwest of Cincy, Ohio, I've determined Ohio is the Florida of the Midwest. I am just saying.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
No. Wow.
There's some crazy shit that comes out of Ohio.
Man, I've seen some other crazy shit coming out, but okay. But I just let's go back to this coof crap. 15 different methods of whatever, then you know what? Then there's one that said that masks are good to go, and then the same doctor like 2 days later said that masks aren't good to go. And then that's like another one. That's like another, now we're good to go. Another one's like saying we should get the coof, I think we need to
I'm looking shit up. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. That's hellacious. Cool.
What's hellacious?
I don't know. She's saying that's hellacious. I guess it's I don't know. What else?
Hilarious?
Hilarious or something like that. Hilarious? Hellacious? But what are you looking up?
We're old. The print's tiny.
What are you looking up?
Okay, so with the CDC going back and forth, I think at this point they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I know the whole point, like originally with the mask, it's not about like, you know, if I wear a mask, it's not about me from trying to catch it from like you. The whole point of the mask is like, if I had quote unquote whatever the virus, is to keep me from spreading it out. That's why they wear masks like when you're in surgery and all that shit.
This is getting so fucking cultish now, man. Now it's like there's video out there of women attacking people in elevators and shit.
Yeah, like I mean, if you don't want to, like, here's the thing: if you're, why are you attacking people in elevators? And you don't want the coof, just don't get on the fucking elevator with people. Just keep hitting, like, be that rude asshole and just keep hitting that, like, you know, closed door button. Or take the steps, because I know a lot of us, including me, could just use the fucking steps.
I got a bet for y'all. When KC wins their next game, if y'all let loose and put, I'm gonna tell you what right now. No, anything that has to do with KC, this is we don't support KC. I don't care. No, nah, no. I don't care if they. As a matter of fact, the only time I would. Oh man, here I go again. Watch it happen.
Here I'm like snorting, like I'm trying to like, guys. I'm not sticking my nose up in the air. I'm trying to read.
Somebody said that. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna post. No, nothing. No. Casey, unless Mahomes comes on here to shoot the shit with us, then that's maybe when I'll come on. But I'm gonna wear Raiders crap while he's coming on and talking to me or something like that. I'm not gonna. Or I mean, I won't. You know, I mean, it won't be. It won't be bright. Will be red or white or something like that, or Chiefs stuff, and there will be no Chiefs Kingdom stuff in that broadcast. So
I mean, I would have to say, like, with the whole Chiefs, like, I mean, we were definitely like cheering them on. I mean, when they were against the Patriots, because we all know, fuck the Patriots. Like,
it's almost like watching your two enemies fight. You don't give a shit who gets, you know, who loses. You just want to see your, you know.
No, like everybody wants to see the
Patriots lose. Right, exactly. But, you know,
Heather, no, we normally do not talk this much about baseball or as football. This is kind of like
this is kind of one-off. This is a one-off. I'm just doing this because I'm supporting the team when I lose a bet and shit like that. And,
yeah, this is my team. We have not, you know, anyways. So no, normally this is not a normal Monday.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we got to take a break, right? Take a break.
Yeah, sounds like a great time to take a
break. I got to change my uniform because I'm going on the second hour uniform change.
Please let it be a skirt.
No, it's not going to be a skirt.
Aww.
But anyways, anywho, we're going to take a break. And then the Ukraine video that we showed is in the beginning, and then I'll be showing a Ukraine video at the end of the show. So, Shots. We'll be right back.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be
rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. Boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
All right. Yeah. And we're back. Yeah. Yes, I have more Bengals fans jumping in. This is a quick unscheduled guest. My name is Joel. Welcome, Joel. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Who Day and Who Day to everybody out there from Cincinnati.
You already gave me the Who Day. Get down on it. Yeah. This is hour 2 of the Monday edition. You can see I have changed my uniform accoutrements to a ball cap and a workout. Cooling because it's kind of cold. I kind of like this. I actually, if I was a Bengals fan, Bengals fan, this would be the, this is, I don't know, like I said, the colors, I'm not an orange guy, but this might be, everyone's like throwing the Bengals thong of excellence. Yeah, I'm not going to wear no thong.
I'm kind of disappointed you did not get the Bengals thong.
Glad.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't want to embarrass myself and stuff like that. But look at Joel. Joel's got all of he's got all his ensemble up there too, man. Look at that. All right, so Joel, just hey, why are you in here shooting the shit anyways? I mean, I know you've been a guest on before, so what's going on with you?
Well, let me start off by playing a little music, get in the mood here. So I heard Ice lost the bet. Everybody out there listening, Ice lost the bet, talking trash about Cincinnati. So I'm gonna start off right here. Here we go. Get down, get down, get down, get down, get All right, so live from the Who Day Nation here.
Oh man!
In honor of Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Like I said, my name's Joel Altman. I served in the FBI for about 7 years, and then later the Defense Department inside of Washington D.C. and at Fort Belvoir. I'm a current police officer here in Ohio, living just outside of Cincinnati. Had a great career. I'm from Cincinnati. I left for about 11 years, and after I left Cincinnati in 2004, when I got recruited by the FBI, that's when it hit me to really understand what it meant to be from here and what we have here in this region. A lot of people look down upon us. A lot of people think this is flyover country. The people on the coast, the people up in New York and LA. Too much about it. They look just like a miserable Midwestern city, but in reality, this is a wonderful place to live, raise a family. And I made it my, kind of part of my life to represent my hometown, and it's very important to me. And whether I was with the FBI representing on Sundays when I worked with my guys, we'd all wear our colors in. And, I loved representing the Bengals. And I remember the 1988 Super Bowl.
Like Ice when you wore your color.
You look good in orange, man.
Oh, God.
So
thanks, brother.
I grew up. I was 7 years old when the Bengals last went to the Super Bowl. I remember that day. I remember my mom taking me to the Ringo Lanes bowling alley that afternoon before the game, and then we went to our friend's house a few houses down to watch the game. And I remember it was a close game. We went to bed. I went to bed before the game was over and woke up the next day, found out they lost. But we haven't had this excitement in this city aside from the 1990 World Series with the Reds, and I was only 9 years old then.
Right.
We have not had this excitement. Yeah, we haven't had this here in so long that we have an entire generation of people that have never experienced this, and they've been through a lot with the 1990 teams where the guys are winning 2 games or 3 games a season for basically a decade. The Carson Palmer era when he got hurt in 2005, that was a disaster. But, like I said, moving to Washington, being away from home is what led me to, make this important part of my life. And I got to write Cincinnati Reds children's books. I wrote a book for the University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats. And my most recent book was for the Great Parks of Hamilton County, which is the county park district here with, 5 major parks and a bunch of satellite parks. So I love representing the city. representing this region of the country in Northern Kentucky and in Indiana. And it's just been a great run this season for the Bengals. We're very proud of them. I mean, whether they win or lose this Sunday, we never imagined we'd get this far. So I'm here, just to talk, and you can ask questions about what it's like here and what the fans are doing, and people are just going crazy. People really don't know what to do. Like, it's been so long.
No, we don't. Like, because I'm watching the game on Saturday, and that last 9 seconds, even before then, that interception. Like, I was just shocked that happened, because before that I was like, oh, we're fucked. And then there was that interception. I was like, what? Wait, I'm thinking what is it? The song from Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, I'm sorry,
you've been drinking. You've been drinking some wine there, so go ahead.
Yeah, I have been. So I'm just like, is this real life? Is this fantasy? I'm watching this, and then here they are, just kind of slowly going down the line just to make that field goal to just not tie the game. And I'm just like, holy shit. We did it.
I mean, we did it. We've been so used to, when they tied it up, Tennessee tied it up. It was like a lot of people oh, here we go again. They're going to blow it in overtime, and it's going to be another disaster. But this is a different team. This isn't the team from the 1990s. This isn't the 05 to 2012, whatever, up till just very recently teams. This is a new group of guys. Most of them weren't even born the last time that the Bengals made it to the playoffs. I mean, we've won a playoff game in 31 years, and here we are 1 game away from the Super Bowl. So for the people of Cincinnati to see that and say, okay, maybe the curse is finally over after so long, we don't know what to do. The people are they want to celebrate, but they're not quite sure. Exactly. Is this real? What's going to happen next week?
Yeah, they're
against Mahomes.
I'm going to tell you what.
I think Mahomes is great. But I'm so tired of his damn commercials. I'll tell you what, I can't. If I see one more State Farm commercial, I'm going to rip the TV out of the wall right now. I'll do it. I'll throw it out the damn window. But enough's enough of that.
Love it.
Let's beat them.
No, I love it.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. Earlier, we were talking about we were rooting for Kansas City when they were playing against the Patriots, because everybody hates the fucking Patriots besides Boston or whoever. Anyways.
Well, yeah, you see it in the national media. You see it, they never gave us a chance. They picked us to win, 6-7 games.
Right.
It's all Tom Brady. It's all Mahomes. It's the same old nonsense every year. The Green Bay Packers and Brady. That's all they talk about. It's our time now. Maybe it's our time. And we got Joe Burrow, who's just Joe Cool, and he's a leader, and he's when they win the games, he's like, we expected to win. This is what I expected. So let's move on to the next game. Let's win. And that's what we need. We didn't have that before.
What it is. And I mean, Joe, he's young. He's new. He is going to be the next generation of quarterbacks. I really do believe.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to take anything away from Mahomes. He's a powerhouse.
In Athens, Ohio, it's a small town. There's really, other than Ohio University, there's really nothing out there. But he's from there, and this is his time. So he's done a great job. He got hurt, last year, and as Bengals fans, once again, it was like, oh, here we go again. Same thing that happened to Carson Palmer that led us down just a path of nothing for the next 15 years, basically up until now. So, but now it's our time. We're here to stay. I think we're going to be around for a long time, and hopefully the day of the Steelers is over. The Ravens are done. The Browns have been done for their entire existence, so we don't have to worry about them. So let's roll. Let's do it.
So are you thinking? Okay, so right now they're playing this Sunday against the Chiefs, and it's 13 seconds. Mahomes in the last 13 seconds of that game with the Bills. Everybody in the station was on. I mean, we were going back and forth, screaming at each other. I mean, there was chicken wings flying everywhere with some of us because we were watching the game together. And I'm like, dude, there's man. What's the spread do you think is going to be? What do you think the game's going to be like on Sunday? It's like January. Yeah, it's going to be the January 30th game on Sunday. So what do you think about? I mean,
I think what's going to happen is what's been happening. The national media and everybody out there is going to say, oh, the Bengals going to get crushed, and we're going to go out there, and our defense is going to hold it, and we're going to, in the end, we're going to win. And I just think it's going to happen. Maybe another last second field goal. This new kicker we got, McPherson, The kid's something else. He's confident, and when he won the game the other day, the TV shows you one angle from the goalpost, but when you watch it from the side, they're way out there, and he kicked it, and he's been money, and he's really been our star for the playoffs. I mean, the offense has been okay. They get us down there. We kick field goals, but our defense held up against the number 1 seed Tennessee Titans, and we beat them. And I think the same thing could happen this coming week. Even if the Bengals lose, the fans here are so happy for them. They're so excited, and we know moving forward that we got another decade or more of Joe Burrow, and we're here to stay. Like I said, I think no matter what happens Sunday, but if they make it, if they go to the Super Bowl, the people here are they're just gonna be like zombies for the next 2 weeks. They're not gonna know what to do. So we'll see what happens.
You're not gonna know what to do with your hands because everyone's gonna be.
Yes.
Okay, so here's my concern. After watching the game on Saturday night against Tennessee, like the sacks against Joe, that can't keep happening.
No, yeah, that's for sure. And hopefully, they figure that out. They already beat the Chiefs once, so we can do it again. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be positive. I just my concern is the sacks. Like we can't keep that happening.
Okay, so
Right.
so KC's favored to win. What's the book odds say? You better. What's
I thought, and I could be delirious because it was probably like 2 a.m. I think last night. I thought it had the Bengals up by like 3 or 4, but it was late. I could have been delirious or imagined it, but I could have sworn I saw something that showed the Bengals up. So I think people are starting to maybe notice. Maybe they're starting to say, okay, maybe these guys are legit. We never, as Cincinnati Bengals fans, we never thought this season we would be where we're at right now. So maybe there's something going on. These guys are special. They believe in each other. The city believes in them, and they're doing something special. Our coach Zach Taylor, who I got a chance to meet very briefly at the Combine a couple years ago, he started a new thing where after each win they go and give game balls out to restaurants or bars or organizations within the city, and that's like really got people like crazy. They're just riled up. They're going to get their pictures taken with the ball at these restaurants and everything else. So I think the people of Cincinnati are we're here to represent. I think the whole country is going to be in for a big surprise on Sunday. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. We've come this far.
No,
so I think one more step, we'll be in the Super Bowl. We're going to be there.
Well, like you were saying, a lot of it's going to be it's going to be a good game. The ferociousness that we see from Kansas City and the ferociousness that we saw against Tennessee, I think it's going to be. I don't know. I have a good feeling that no win or lose, it's going to be a phenomenal game with everybody. I bet you there's going to be some injuries. I bet you there's going to be some bad calls. Yep. I bet you there's going to be some, because that defensive line, it really has to toughen up a tad. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, yes, I want them to win. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not a Chiefs fan. Everyone knows that I am not a Chiefs fan. As a matter of fact, after I take off this uniform here, I'm probably going to put all my Raider stuff back on. But
traitor.
I'm just kidding. But no, the fans are saying that they're looking at it to the Bengals to win too. What's the? Is it? Do you think it's going to be a thrill? Oh, by the way,
it's it's been just an amazing season. Yeah, we lost to some garbage teams along the way, but the way I see it is each team is a professional National Football League team. So like they say, any given Sunday, the Cleveland Browns beat us twice, which I don't know how the hell that happened, but the Jets beat us. So we've come a long way since the early and middle part of the season. We kind of pulled it together, and we've made it this far into the playoffs. So we're one game away from the Super Bowl, and that's more than anybody around here would have ever thought.
So everybody had an issue. I guess there was with the Chiefs game, Bills and Chiefs, something about some sort of college rule or overtime rule, or what was the? Did you hear any controversy about that?
I am more of a Cincinnati fan and Bengals fan. I don't get involved in the league, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, the overtime rules for the playoffs, or I guess the overtime rules for the league period. If the team that wins the coin toss goes down and scores a touchdown, the game's over. So that's what happened in this case. If they had gone down, been stopped, and kicked the field goal, then the Bills would have had a chance to come back and score, to either tie it and continue on, or if they had scored a touchdown, then the Bills would have won. If they had tied it at the end of the time limit for the overtime period, there would, in the playoffs, there'd be a second overtime, and they would just keep playing until somebody won, is my understanding. But in this case, yeah, like the Bills never got another chance after the Chiefs scored the touchdown to win it. And is it unfortunate? I think so, because it all comes down to a coin toss to determine, potentially who goes to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't know what the solution would be, if they should do like a college shootout or whatever they do in the college level.
I was thinking the same thing is to keep that. In other words, it's almost like adding another quarter. Once the other quarter is added, whoever wins at that quarter, whoever's got the most score at the top of that quarter, then that's the winner. And if it goes into overtime again, then it's another quarter added to. You know what I mean? You just keep playing. You don't just score and then that's it. The game's over when it was like not even a few minutes. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I wanted to see what the Bills were going to do next. You know what I mean? Like, you're right.
I think maybe they'll revisit it at least for the playoffs and the postseason to say something like that. Like, we'll play the overtime quarter, and whoever comes out at the end of that is the winner. Instead of this where it's if the Bills score or the Chiefs score, within 30 seconds of getting the ball and score a touchdown, the game's over. That doesn't seem quite fair. And I know a lot of people in Buffalo are really upset. And those people up there are crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the videos of their fans, the Bills Mafia. They jump on tables that are on fire and break them in half. And they jump off buses onto tables and smash them. I mean, they're just nuts up there. And they got, they're freezing their heinies off up there.
Right.
But they love it. And I bet they were really upset. So I can only imagine, if that happened to us, we would be disappointed, sure.
Exactly.
But, maybe it's something that the league needs to look at down the road. We'll see what they do after this season, because I can guarantee there'll be a lot of people questioning it.
Yeah, I want it to be a blow. I want to see these. I don't want to see the Chiefs win, but I want to see the teams kick the shit out of each other on this. I want to see some football. You know what I mean? Because it's. Now I don't. Come on, man. Mahomes is a good kid. He's a good quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
He's
one of the best.
He's one of the best. So it's gonna be a tough. What's the feeling and sentiment around there? I mean, obviously they're coming in this pretty confident from the. How do I say this? From the connections that you have. How about that? So without diming you.
I think so. I think that these kids, they're, like I said, they're young. They don't know the history. Like, they don't pay attention to the naysayers. The people are like, it's the Bengals. They're going to screw it in the end and this and that. Like, that, for these guys, that doesn't exist. And all they know is what they've accomplished this far. A lot of them, like I say, weren't even born when the Bengals were terrible. Like, it's like it's a new team. This isn't the team of the late, 2010s or, the Andy Dalton era. Like, that's over with. So I think the sentiment around Cincinnati is like, we've got a real shot at this.
Joel, you're talking to a fucking Raiders fan. I know. I know. Stan says that the new OT rule is good, but nobody likes a 5-hour football game. And I'm thinking, and exactly else, somebody else who doesn't like a 5 hours of football. If it's a good game, knockdown, drag out, I think that's.
Well, yeah, especially in the playoffs. I can see maybe not having it for the regular season if it's like toward the end of the season, if it's a meaningless game or something. But a game like that we just saw last night, where they're 30 seconds, one team's up, 15 seconds, the other team goes up, then the other team comes back and scores, and then it goes to overtime.
Interception that you never expected to happen.
Right.
Yeah. So I think for the postseason, maybe it's something that they look at, but I know that's going to take, the NFL is its own complete beast, and it's going to take time and, studies and whatever else they're going to do to figure that out. But I would definitely agree for the postseason. The fans that are there, they probably don't care. They're probably having the time of their life, especially if in the end their team wins at that stadium. They'll think it was like the greatest thing that they've ever witnessed. I'll tell you, I don't go to many Bengals games, but one of the ones I did go to was 2015. It was right before I left for the Coast Guard boot camp training in Cape May. My brother and I went to a game. It was the game where Peyton Manning, as a member of the Denver Broncos, came to town, and we beat them. And it was the only time the Bengals had ever beaten Peyton Manning. And you thought, I mean, people were hugging and going nuts, and it was like a party, and it was just unbelievable. And the atmosphere was unlike anything I had experienced at any sporting event, whether it was baseball or whatever I'd been to. It was just unbelievable. Total strangers hugging and, buying each other drinks, and it was just crazy. And we won, and it was like, oh my God. And, we ended up going to the playoffs that season, but they ended up, fumbling with a minute to go or whatever. And then, penalty after penalty, we ended up losing. But this is, for us, this is going to be huge. And I know the Raiders game, the place was just going absolutely crazy, especially at the end when we intercepted you guys.
Yeah. Just rub it in there, Joey. I'd say please don't bring up the interception. Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he's still butthurt about that.
Yeah, it took Amy for a while.
I think that's where the tide maybe turned for our city, for the Bengals. I mean, it was that play because, everybody was like, oh, here we go again. They're driving down. The Raiders are going to score. It'll tie the game. We're going to go to overtime. We're going to end up losing on a damn field goal or something. But that's not what happened. And we intercepted it, and now we're on our way. We beat the Titans. Now we're going to take on the Chiefs, and we may be in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Right, exactly.
So we'll see.
Well, the team's getting to the point where they're at right now. Come on, dude. The Bengals and the freaking Raiders together in this race to the Super Bowl already was good enough to begin with. You know what I mean? It's like, Raiders fans, freaking Bengals fans, holy shit, what's going on?
We're just like, is this really happening?
Yeah, exactly. So
what did I smoke?
Yeah, well, hey, come on, we sound like he's a Fed. He needs to bust us and shit. I'm just kidding. I'm
just saying.
So
no, but it's good to see teams like the Bengals and like the Raiders and the Bills, get this far. I wish the Bills had gone a little further. Those guys have waited a long time too. And I was at a game in Buffalo last year for the playoffs, and I saw grown men coming out of that game when they won. It was freezing out there. They weren't letting a lot of people in because of COVID, but there were grown men, 50, 60 years old, coming out of that game crying. Because they had won. It was unbelievable. And I remember thinking to myself,
for the past 2 games.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was emotional for me because I love our city. I thought to myself, God, I hope one day we see this in our city. And
yeah, exactly.
We finally have. So it's all for me. It's like, oh my God, it's hard to believe. And unfortunately, I wasn't at the games. I wasn't at the Raiders game. My brother was there. Friends of mine were there. And it was very emotional for them. Two of my best friends that they work at a restaurant, Skyline Chili, up in Tylersville. Amy knows what I'm talking about. But these are young kids. They're running the show. They're general managers there. They have season tickets, and their whole lives, 25 years, they've never seen anything like this. And they go to every game, and they're just like, they don't know what to do. They don't know whether to cry or just get drunk and go crazy or run on the field or do whatever. They're going to go nuts. But if we go to the Super Bowl, people are just going to be like, we just can't believe it. So I get the emotion. People are really, for us, some of us, it's more than just, the Bengals. It's the Bengals represent us in some small way. These guys aren't from Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is from close to here. So this is almost like his hometown in a way. But, these guys represent our people. And for us here in this part of the country, it's unbelievable because here we are again in the national spotlight. We're being taken seriously a little bit. We're getting, paid attention to. And of all the bad things going on in the world right now, like you guys were talking about Ukraine and what's going on and COVID and what the disasters we have going on around this country with law enforcement being shot and killed and everything else that's going on, the criminal activity and just absolute lunacy. It gives us here something positive that we all come together, no matter what color we are, no matter what we believe in the Bengals, and it's made us, just a better community for right now. And hopefully for a long time, this will be something to bring us all together.
That's a good point. I know everyone's giving Aaron Rodgers a bunch of drama.
Yeah. Oh, he's kind of getting old. But anyway.
Well, yeah, fuck him. Anyways, no.
So, this year, obviously, when you watch a whole season of football, the regular season, you really cannot just justify or go by that until the playoffs. And then when the playoffs happen, that's like the crazy shit happens. And that's kind of like what's going on here. Like all the teams that nobody would expect to make the playoffs, it's happening.
Yeah. Like I said, the Bills, the Raiders, us. Who else? I mean, nobody really picked San Francisco to make it back.
Oh my God, yeah, exactly.
They are. They were
yeah,
in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but they're back. They look pretty good. It could be a Bengals 49ers matchup for the third time at the Super Bowl. I mean, it really could, and I mean that'd be unbelievable. So hopefully, if that's the case, it's third time's a charm, and we'll finally bring a trophy here to Cincinnati. We'll see. We got 2 weeks or a week to go, and it could happen. But yeah, it's nice to see teams. It's nice to see people other than people named Brady, other than Aaron Rodgers making it. It's good for these young kids to make it. These young players. Some of our receivers are real young. Our running back, they're very young, and it's like, good for them. They're there, and hopefully they're here to stay for a long time, and they'll keep coming back. And maybe some of these older guys like Big Ben and some of these other people, Brady, it's time to maybe say, thank you, and you guys were great. See you in the Hall of Fame, but now it's time for another generation to step up and lead the league and lead these teams in these cities into the postseason.
Thank you for your service type shit.
Yeah, Big Ben, you will not be missed in Cincinnati, Ben. Sorry.
Yeah, and so,
you just, for 2 decades, you killed us. I mean, we couldn't stop you, but now the tide has turned finally.
I got the graphic up right now. So right now it's Bengals and Chiefs in San Francisco and LA. So what's your pick between San Francisco and LA?
I mean, LA is looking pretty good. I never thought Matthew Stafford would be where he's at. I mean, when he was with the Lions, that was not good. So I would think that the Rams will knock off the 49ers. I'd love to see the 49ers win, and I'd love to see the Bengals win. I think the Bengals will take it. Everybody's been wrong. I think Boomer Esiason was the only one that called it this past weekend. Of the guys on TV, the talking head
I saw that. I was
sports guys, they're all talking, it's going to be the Titans by 15, Titans by this, Titans by that. And Boomer said, no, it's going to be the Bengals by, I forgot what he said. I think he said maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. So he was right on. We'll see. But it's like I said earlier, regardless of what happens, we are so proud of this team. It's brought people here together. People are running out buying shirts and hats and all sorts, just decorating their front doors of their houses all over the community. And, you see people in public yell out "Who Day," and everybody's going "Who Day," and, you walk into Skyline Chili and yell out "Who Day," and everybody goes crazy.
I have a skeleton in front of my boutique. He is like all decked out like "Who Day." And people are taking pictures with it.
Okay, so explain to me what this "Who Day" is. What does "Who Day" mean? What's the deal with that?
Okay, so Who Day is our chant. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick for you. It's Who Day thinking to beat them Bengals, and then the fans go nobody. So it's a whole song. I'm gonna try to get it here for you real quick.
Okay.
They've been singing it, I think, since probably the mid to late 80s. I mean, I was there as a young person, but I don't really remember exactly when it happened. But I remember it from like the 1988 season and it's just like it's something we chant at the game. So I'm going to try to play it for you here.
Go for it.
If it'll let me.
We better not get like zucked on this. So go ahead.
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Who they? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals?
Oh my God. Oh man. So what was it? WTF Nation Radio like the Chiefs and Braves? No. Like get out of here with that freaking Chiefs stuff. We're not. This is not Chief Kingdom. This is not. What is that Kingdom thingy? That we're not. No.
Who dat?
We're not. Who dat? Is it Who Day or Who dat? You're talking about.
It's Who Day.
Who dat is the Saints.
Saints. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're not. Oh, everyone here just trying to cause drama in here because we're not with their team, but oh well. Deal with it. where everybody but. How about that? It's not the.
But like you said, Mahomes is a good kid. Andy Reid is a class act. I got to briefly meet him at the combine, and he was as friendly as could be, talking to people, greeting fans that were there. He'd be walking through the hall, like people would be like, "Hey, coach," and he'd go, "Hey," and he'd come right over and start talking to him and signing stuff. And but our coach Zach Taylor, I got to meet him, like I said, very briefly. Absolutely one of the nicest people I've met. And this was after like our 2-14 season. I met him. It was just me and him in this hallway. He was walking back from the food court, and I was headed to the food court, and I saw him, and I'm like, "Hey, coach." And I told him, I'm from Cincinnati, and I do this and that in the community. And I said, "We're with you. We believe in you. We know you're going to lead us there." And it's been 2 years, but here we are. We're right on the precipice. We're almost there. So, these guys are great. And like I said, if the Bengals win or lose, we're proud. Nothing's going to change. We'll be back next year. I'm sure we'll be back, hopefully many times. Hopefully we're, Joe Burrow might be the next Tom Brady for all I know, and we'll be there multiple times. And
Tom.
This city needs this. The city needs this more than anything.
Tom Brady. Oh, such a shame he's not in the Super Bowl or in the running. Or man,
the memes.
The memes. It's. I'll be honest. I don't care. It and like you were saying, it's great to finally hear it's postseason, not a Brady. Not Tom Brady or not a Manning. I'll be that. I'll be that mean too. You know what I mean? It's just like, God, it almost is like it's. Do you think sometimes that some teams will play more to, or I should say, the refs will play more to the teams as their favorites? I don't know. I thought some of the calls that were out were kind of iffy in the last few games. So I'm just thinking the officiating. What's your thoughts on the officiating?
Well, I'll tell you this. I grew up playing baseball. I was a baseball player. I played tennis. I swam. Some of the shooting sports I did. But to me, football, I never played football. And I've watched it a long time on television. I think that unless you've really played the game, it's hard to really comprehend the rules. And there's so many penalties and nonsense. Like if a defender just touches or kind of taps the receiver as they're running down the field, or here comes the flag, or these roughing the passer calls, like the one you guys had on Derek Carr during the Bengals game toward the end. Right. He milked that. That was a bogus call. Come on. But it's stuff like that. It's hard to. I don't know. Is it just a fan that watches it for the entertainment? Watches it, like I said, I'm a Bengals fan. I don't really follow what the other teams are doing or the league itself, or really, truly, I'm not like Peyton level Manning, going to sit here and analyze what's going on. Yeah. But just from my perspective, there's just too many rules. There's too many flags. There's too much, refereeing that goes on. Just let them play the game. Unless a quarterback's having their head taken off, somebody's coming to just tear them apart after they're down on the ground. Let's go. Come on, let's play it. Don't let the refs decide the outcome of the game in some cases.
I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm old school football. Sometimes I want to see heads getting torn off.
Honestly, that football, that's what it's supposed to be, right? Or it was.
Yeah, exactly. Or it was. Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. I don't want damage to be, but it's almost like getting pissed off at an MMA fight that it's being kind of cushioned. You know what I mean? You kind of, you expect these guys to play a game, and you're expecting them to do something, and then here's some events that, okay, well, you're going to call a personal foul when something. Well, how else is he supposed to conduct a tactical? How else is he supposed to provide defense or block? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and it's tough because last year Joe Burrow got hurt. I think when a 300-pound man is coming after somebody, and the player, the quarterback just releases the ball, and the defender's in the air coming toward him and runs into him, how do you stop that? If it's part of the game. So I get it from the perspective of keeping the quarterback safe, not letting them get hurt, because everybody knows that at the end of the day, the quarterback is the franchise, basically, of the most important person on the team. But like I said earlier, there's some calls, like the Carr call at the end of the game, and some of the pass interference calls or non-calls, like we saw a few years ago with the Saints game, where the there was a non-flag. There was nothing done at a total ridiculous pass interference call in the end zone that could have sent the Saints to the Super Bowl. And no flag was thrown. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not an expert in the game. I can tell you all about baseball and the rules and that. And I mean, that was great. But as far as football, I mean, I love the entertainment of it.
Right,
I love the guys out there representing us. I listen to Chris Collinsworth, the announcers, and try to follow it. But they'll start going down these rabbit holes, and I'm like, what the hell
exactly.
are you guys even
Yeah.
talking
But I mean,
about?
here's my thing though, like with the whole with the game the other day, and protecting the quarterback and like some 300-pound guy going after him. There should not have been like that many sacks. Like they should have been like just
sack away, sack, and more sack. That's sorry. It
was a lot.
I'm all about the sacks. You know what I mean?
I want to see like if you're on the opposing team, but like I mean, when you're looking at it from my point, like they just keep sacking them, and you're just like, what the fuck? Where is everybody
then
else?
they need to work on their defense. They need to work on their defense. If they're if they're getting if the lines if they're getting through them and they're in the pocket, then that's what they get. Sorry. Anyway, so there's somebody in here saying that turn me off from them. I don't hate the Pats. What turned me off from them was a cockiness and sense of entitlement since Brady came on board and started to dislike them. Seeing them when Brady every freaking playoffs got old after a while, which is why I find it exciting and to see someone new in every now and then, not the same shit every time. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We just said that exactly. So awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the franchises are all different. I've been around it a little bit now as far as what I do in my professional life. And I've been to several, many teams, I should say, but, you have teams that are, they're just have a different mentality. The Bengals for a long time, you could tell it was like, we'll get there one day. But now, like I said, this generation of kids, these guys out there, it's totally different. As far as, people getting hurt, I would like to see maybe more of like, instead of going for the knees or the legs on some of these quarterbacks or these players, maybe just wrap them up. And you don't have to drag them into the ground and put their head in the ground.
That's fair.
If you have a good defender like these Watt brothers, instead of trying to rip their heads off when they make a sack, just wrap them up, call the whistle, and nobody will get hurt. I don't know. Maybe there's a solution to doing it because we don't want to see Joe Burrow get hurt. We don't want to see Mahomes go down. We don't want to see anybody get hurt out there. It's a game at the end of the day. It should be fun. It's exciting, but. These guys are professionals. They're out there. They've all earned the spot to be there. Nobody really. I mean, like at least I don't want to see some poor fool quarterback's head get taken off or get hurt. I get it's part of the game. It's the old school way of doing it. Maybe is rip their head off and stuff them in the ground. But
I can see a good wrap up. Right? Maybe a waist up. Slam tackle or something like that, and then they get up and walk away with their hands up like they're okay. That's it. That's all I'm doing. So, but again, there's some people saying that it's the name of the game anyway. So,
yeah.
But
I think sportsmanship in this sport needs it goes a long way. You see guys like Andrew Whitworth, these monsters. I mean, the biggest man I've ever met in my life, Andrew Whitworth, used to play for the Bengals. And you look at him like, oh my God, this guy's gonna rip my head off for just saying hello to him. And you still have Mr. Whitworth, and he'll stop and talk to you. Hey man, thanks for being here. Thanks for this, that, and the other. And we really appreciate it. I mean, so there's some great guys on some of these teams, and, he'll knock you down, but he'll give you that hand to bring you up. It's guys like him that, I look up to as far as the players themselves. Big player that, I grew up watching, and he's a big person in our community. He's one of our only Hall of Fame players, Anthony Munoz, for the Bengals. And he was in both of our Super Bowls, and he still lives here in the community. He's got a foundation. He helps kids, with sports and scholarships, and it's guys like that. I mean, he's the nicest, one of the bigger guys, and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And he's on TV all the time, and he's all over the place. He's all over Cincinnati, so he represents us well. And I love seeing guys like him, and hopefully, down the road, guys like Joe Burrow will continue to represent us. And you got, whatever team that you guys rep, ice with I don't know if Derek Carr is your answer, but. Down the road, hopefully you guys will have people you can look up to like we do here.
Yeah, well, Derek Carr's a fresh start anyways. It's better than Jamarcus Russell. I mean, I'll just
yes, that's probably true.
I'll just take what I got. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, who's this kid? He's coming in. Is he replacing Jamarcus Russell? Yeah, yes. All right. Woo. But anyways, hey Joel, thanks man for hanging out. I totally appreciate it. And while I got you on here, and I'm gonna do a real quick announcement to the WTF Nation, and you're gonna see a screen. We're part of the secret stuff that we're doing and some of the classified is the WTF Nation is gonna have another show. And all this time that we've been talking gives us an opportunity to talk about the sports page that we used to do at the end of the Monday edition is now going to have its own show. So, I mean, any sportsing of sportsing is going to be, we're already.
Spank, you would say.
Yeah, it's any sportsing of excellence is going to happen. We are going to have an additional show now. So, it's, Monday edition, Pop Culture Warrior, Sergeant's Time, Friday Night Freedom. And there's also going to be another show after the sports page launching as well. So the WTF Nation Radio sports page is going to come up, and it's all what we just talked about, all the ins and outs, stats. We even got a guy that's going to be assisting us with the sportsings and sportsing of stats because he's all into that stuff. That's his gig. He knows who he is and all that other stuff too. So I'm just giving him a shout out too. But when it comes out, it'll premiere. You're going to see some graphics coming out, and then hopefully the same thing. And Joel, I would love to have some of the connections and networking for this as well, so that way we can get, because I'm working some connections too on my end to maybe get some of the. Will it cover curling? No, it will not cover curling. we might laugh at it or something like that.
Like,
but
that curling can be like addicting. Like you first watch it, this is boring.
It just goes.
I just wait. Is this guy going to make it past the fucking line?
It's going to get past the line. Exactly.
I tried that at their center in Maryland. It's not that exciting, believe me.
No, exactly. So real quick, again, Joel, thank you for coming on. But I just wanted to make this a segue to announce. That's why I agreed to all this Bengals accoutrement everywhere, and so now we're gonna be able to.
You lost the bet. That's why you're doing this.
Well, I mean, come on. At least I keep my word and wear my shit. So it's not like
true.
But anyways, hey, Joel, thank you so much for hanging out, and
hey, I'm glad to do it. Thank you for having me. I was gonna say that Amy's here in Cincinnati, obviously, and Amy, I'll talk to you offline once we're done, but. I'm on the Veterans Outreach Group for Hamilton County for the law enforcement community. If you guys know anybody in Hamilton County that needs help, feel free to have Amy reach out to me, and I can get them pointed in the right direction if you ever encounter guys out there that needed help or just need somebody to talk to. So
most definitely,
I'm always here. And Ice, I got one more thing for you, buddy. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
You'll like this one.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
You're trying to get us zucked.
Here we go, baby.
Oh my God. You're going to get your show zucked, dude. You're okay. You're going to get a zuck.
Who day?
Oh, God.
Who they thinking to beat them Bengals? Nobody.
I hope the Chiefs lose. Anyways, hey, everyone's talking about, it's going to have baseball, football, hockey. It's going to have Olympic stuff. The sports page is going to be all
curling.
Maybe the Olympics and stuff like that. It's going to cover some mill sports too, World Army sports. Again, it's sports. So I have a feeling the team coming on is going to be like throwing stats up and shit that way more than what I can ever imagine or top.
Or my blonde ass can do.
But yeah, baseball will be discussed. Hockey will be basketball, NBA. Name your sports, all national stuff. It's going to be coming on. So, hey, for that, Joe, just hang on for a sec. We're going to go ahead and cut and finish the show up, but just hang on for a sec.
All right.
But anyways, all right, guys. Well, hey, don't forget we have. Amy, did you do a cut sheet or no?
No, fire me.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I ended up wearing a bunch of Bengals crap, so at least I got that going on. Anyway, so don't forget, this is the Monday edition, and Tuesday we have obviously Pop Culture Warrior. Don't we have a voice actor coming on? His name is Jason something, and he likes to imitate Arnold. And is that him? Is it this weekend or something like that? Is it this week or it's
Let me check my calendar.
Well, anyways, yeah, right. What Amy said.
I'm tired.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So Pop Culture Warrior is going to be coming on. Don't worry. Check out the promos. Of course, obviously we have Thursday is going to be Sergeant's Time. And then Friday Night Freedom with Cause and the Pooks. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you can download our podcast on Apple and Google Play and 14 different platforms. All you got to do is Google up and hit WTF Nation Radio, and bam, you'll find us. And currently we're broadcasting on 2 Facebook pages, a Twitter page, and Twitch, and YouTube. And, of course, Joel probably got us zucked because of the, Welcome to the Jungle stuff, because that's the...
No. He did not get us zucked. I will make sure we're not zucked.
Okay.
I won against Disney on
did.
this shit.
You did. Oh, my God. Let me tell you a story about this. So we had scheduling conflict. And it was Sam Witmer, the guy who does the voice for Darth Maul for every single Star Wars thing. There's some scheduling conflict. And also, CQ had, it just wasn't going to work out for that Pop Culture Warrior segment for Sam Witwer. Well, we did some promos and we get it posted and all that. And Disney comes back with us like screaming hellfire, brimstone. We're gonna
copyright.
We're gonna your copyrights.
Trademark.
We're gonna make sure the Raiders never win the Super Bowl. I mean, they were threatening us with everything. And so I'm like, hey, okay, Amy, you got this, and you got this. And next thing you know, I see a little notification email saying your appeal and your request has been accepted from Disney Studios. I'm like, what? No way, dude.
Professionally,
that's a win.
It is a win. I kind of was like, you know what? Look here, fuckers. We're giving you like free promotions, but I said it, professionally.
Yes, professionally. So with that. But again, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out, and don't forget to tune in at the end of this segment on videos. You will see the other portion of the Ukrainian military and Ukrainian. It's I'm telling you, man, Ukraine. All right, support Ukraine. I'll say it right now. Support Ukraine and also Taiwan as a country. So there you go. Yeah, exactly that, Becky. Disney is a secret, secret freaking mafia. But anyway, so everyone, thank you guys for so much for hanging out, and shots. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You guys say shots, Joe.
Good day.
Oh God. All right, hang on. Oh man. All right, you guys have a good and take it easy. Stand by.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.